Hello and welcome to the fourth installment of the Star Wars Armada for Vassal tutorial series. This is Green Knight speaking. We have previously looked at how you install the game, how you set up a fleet and save it, and in the last tutorial, tutorial number 3, we looked at some of the basic concepts of moving ships, manipulating tokens, that sort of thing. Today we are going to take one step further and look at how you actually play a game. So there will be some repetition and some new stuff. So starting the game, going online. And there are lots of ways to arrange games, of course. You can do it on the forums, on the Facebook group, Discord, or you can just hang around the main room. I'm the only one here right now. You can even put on the blue exclamation mark next to your name to show that you are actively looking for a game. I would also suggest PMing people that you see hanging around the lobby. You can also hang around the lobby but put a black X next to your name, showing that you're not really there. Okay? Like before, we start a new game by creating a new room. And I'm instantly transported there. And we go File, and we go New Game. And Player 1. And select a map, and let's go with Planet and Moon, and finish. And if I hit the table button now, everything is in order. Now, to play this game you need 2 people, so let's pretend I'm another player logging in. And wow, there's this guy, he's gonna play a game. So I'm going to jump in, I'm going to right click his room, and I'm going to join. Wow. So obviously there won't be the same username twice. So, and if I hit table now, I can see the table. If you're a unique player, you will be prompted, asked if you want to join the game as player 2 through 6 or any player that's available, or if you want to be an observer. But here I'm logging in as myself, so I sort of first player twice, if you can say that. It's also possible to send someone a private message, hello, and that other guy gets the same message. Sort of pointless message myself, but you get the point. So I'm just gonna leave the lobby with the other Green Knight user there. So let's pretend there are 2 people logged in here. So table. Now this is the start state. You have an empty table, gray areas are setup areas, and you have the quick spawn tokens here, Imperial and Rebel. We don't need those, so I'm gonna delete them. And to make things simpler, you start the game with all 8 obstacles. If you don't need all, you can just delete them, or if you're playing Station Assault, you can just copy the stations. So you have 2 stations, pretty simple. Yeah, whomever gets to be first player can have the initiative token on his side, and objective token, victory token, victory token. Yeah, anyone not used can be deleted. So let's bring in some fleets, and I'm not gonna use the same fleets. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna load a multi-fleet, and this is actually a starting fleet for a Corellian campaign game. And this is round 1, obviously, and rebel player has declared hyperspace assault, and this is the Imperial player, and the other is Mon Mothma, and Mothma has 2 MC30s, 3 CR90s, 2 of them with turbo lasers, and 1 slicer boat, and 3 rogues, and a hawk to, yeah, you know, to loosen stuck fighters and help focus. So rebels go on top, and we're gonna go to pieces and objectives, Corellian conflict, and hyperlane raid. I'm gonna drag it over here and there, and it's a blockade. Normally you have the normal setup zone, distance 3, distance 5. You can add the ambush zone, or you have the blockade run setup. Okay, so now both players are ready. They have deployed their fleets. Both players had pre-made fleets, so that saved a lot of time, and the board is pretty much ready to go. We won't be using any of these tokens, so I'm gonna delete them. And the rebel has initiative, of course, so he gets the initiative token. And Imperial is second player, so he gets the hyperline raid. And then he does a few small things like picking setup actions and objectives ship, and setup action objectives ship, or Alt O. And he's gonna pick, he has to pick 4, so he only has 3 ships, so he has to pick a squadron as well. So that's the Lambda. The thinking here is that it's pretty much the least valuable squadron. We'll hang a bit back, so if the rebel player really wants to kill it, he's sort of shooting on the least valuable player here. Dengar could be another option, but people are always shooting at Dengar anyway, so good choice, bad choice, doesn't matter here. Okay, now we have a turn counter over here, and it says 0, and it's supposed to say 0 because this is setup. So we're good with that. Now this objective says second player sets up everything, or not everything, but all the obstacles. So he's just gonna kind of toss everything up here, something like that, and then you're gonna put a distance band on this one, and you can see the ring from distance 1, so the other obstacles have to be outside there. If I want to rotate an obstacle, I can click Ctrl R and just kind of spin it around, and I can do that with the others. And when you start out with this, just right click everything and then quickly learn the key, such as shift space, to bring up the distance bands. Should save you a lot of time. And you can dick around with this all day, of course, but that's not the purpose of this tutorial. So and there's a nice, if you suddenly have a lot of things going for you, you can just hit that remove tool button here, or Alt Control Space, and it removes everything back to basic. So I'm gonna put the space station a bit further down there. This is to make the rebel player. You want him funneled down here, don't we? Yeah. He can totally go around the upper side here, but then the Imperial can speed up and sort of escape that way. You can't do much about Jaina's light. She can hide around in these asteroids, but she doesn't even have turbo laser reroutes yet, so we're not that scared. And I'm just gonna pop the station down here. There will be some obstruction, but if those MC-30s want to play, that should make things troublesome for them as well. So then first player sets up. Okay, so first player, okay, we will probably be communicating with one another here, sending text messages through the chat, and once the Imperial player is done setting up obstacles, you can sort of hit this report set button, control enter, and it sends a message, green light is set. This is a signal to the other player that, okay, I'm done, your turn. And the players, knowing the rules, start by deploying a flotilla. Now, on a vessel, it's definitely possible to sort of tread your small ships through this cluster of oh, that one was way too close, sorry. I should have checked that beforehand. Yeah, well, okay, it's good. And it starts out speed 3. The point here isn't to make a very good setup, but just to show how you can do this. And slices, that's the name of the ship, and you can see that duplicated on the ship card here, or actually on the command stack. The ship card is popped on top of that. I will explain that later. And then I hit the report set button. That's a signal to the other player, me, that it's my turn. So I'll just drag my ISD over to the table and I'll rotate it. You have orientation. I can hit the right left buttons or press down control to rotate faster. There. Another hotkey that you just have to learn. Control right 3 times, 4 times. Okay. I want it a good distance back, and I want room to stick a squadron or something. That's mostly because if I want to turn into the table, I don't want my ass to sort of hang out over the edge. Okay, and then I go like the rebel player did. I'll set my speed, and that's control up to increase speed. You can also increase speed, control up and down. Okay, I'm just going to start at speed 1. So report set, and then it's the rebel, and he answers by shift space to bring up the distance bands, and he pushes those slow speed squadrons up there, something like that, and report set. And there's no need to take those distance bands down. He has more squadrons, and Imperial player does much the same. Plops down a couple of squads, knowing that going speed 1, he isn't going to overlap them. You can see that here. This is not allowed during setup, of course, but just to show you. So deploying right next to the edge of distance 2, that means you're safe when going speed 1. So, and report set, and the rebel will just kind of stick those two, and report set, and yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't spend so much time on this, but Black Squadron and Denga and report set, and now and in this case you can be pretty sure that, well, you can't be pretty sure, but so we want foresight down here maybe, and control left, and I'm dragging her over to the edge there, and 1, 2, 3 speed, control up, and I'm set. And then the Imperial player will put some of his squadrons down here, and he'll report set, and one of the TRC corvettes, control left 4 times until I have it there, and a little bit of room. 2, 3. The rebel is thinking if he turns into the table I can threaten his flank, otherwise he's going to cut across, use his activation advantage to have that ISD sort of sail into range and punish him, while the rest of his fleet works around on the edge, of course. And Imperial tosses out his last bombers, and he reports set and removes the tool. And next up is well, maybe not Manhatma. Next up is this bugger here with the ordnance experts, and it's also going to go speed 3, and then the Imperial player is also a little bit further to the back at speed 1 and report set. Maybe he should have gone closer to the edge, I don't know. Okay, let's put him a bit closer to the edge. Okay. So that means we have one turbo laser cretin here. And I think he's gonna go speed 4. And the Imperial report set. And yeah, maybe I didn't say that before, but you can name your ship, control N, get a box like that, and you can just type in a new name. And if you have a matching name on the command stack here and the ship, that's very useful. So Motte is hanging back here, not too far, but he can speed up, or he can turn into the table, or he can actually turn sharply and go above. There are several options here. And he's set, and the rebel deploys his final ship, and that is Manmatma, and she can just run right through the obstacles, of course, which is a big advantage. Try not to be too aggressive with her there. And report set. Okay, everything has been deployed, and no more special rules in effect, and it's time to push this one. Next turn. And now let's look at commands. You know the rules, of course, so at the start of the turn in the command phase, is that what it's called? Well, doesn't matter. You can see that each ship comes with a sort of command stack. That's what we call it. It's this gray area where you're supposed to put your ship card, upgrades next to, either under or to the side, and you're supposed to name it by control N. It's called foreskin. That's very mature. and you can have foreskin down here as well, and you know those two are linked. Each ship has its own command stack. A command stack is just command dials organized. So the MC has 2 and the others 1, ISDs 3, and goes on to 1, just as you would on a normal table. So start by using Control M. You're masking the stack. So basically you are looking at your own dials, and you can see this red mask here. That means only you can see what's happening underneath that red mask. So imagine picking up 2 command dials, looking at them. And now right click, set top dial. And from a top dial I want navigate. And you see this becomes a navigate, and the screaming red color disappears. That's sort of a warning sign that you have no command set. So once you set the command, the red color goes away. Set middle dial, also navigate, and since I'm done I can hit mask again, and basically I've set my commands and I have returned the command dials to the ship card, now next to the ship card, and that ship is now set. I can do the same here, and I can use my hotkeys. I don't even have to look if I know what I'm doing. And I can use the hotkeys for, see? Now every ship is going to have a navigate. So now you can see the auto reporting tells us that command dials have been changed. So if you see your opponent changing commands mid-turn, there's something very wrong. So, and if I select all 3 and hit mask, they are they are going to mask all at the same time. And I'll start with navigate, and then I'll do repair and repair, and this one will have a navigate, and then I think I'll have some squadron command. Oops, looks like I saw there. Yeah, so navigate, and I have to have a lot of squadrons around round 3 I think, and yes, this slicer boat too. So everyone has set there, and we're ready to go. And even each player has done setting his dials, he uses the report set button. So, and then the game begins. And to make it easier to see, I'm gonna go there. But when a lot of stuff happens, it reports to the chat window. So it's useful to sort of have an eye on both. There are also some commands or actions that can generate sounds, sort of wake-up calls when you roll the dice, and so weiter. I'm going to start with the slicer boat, and I'm going to reveal the command. Well, obviously something's gone very wrong here. Everything has changed into concentrate fire, so I'm going to just redo that. That's why you always want to check that you haven't done anything really stupid. So yeah, navigate, and you can see that the reveal a concentrate fire command was reported to the chat, and you can also see my sort of out of turn command changes there. I'm not going to use that, so I'm going to convert it to a token, and I can either get a token from the pieces menu, or I can just go down to the menu here, command token, navigate, and you can see that a small navigate token has appeared down in the corner, and you can also see slices gain the navigate command token. So there is no need to really say much, because I mean, if you immediately after revealing a command, get a corresponding token. It's pretty obvious what you have been doing. So now I'll make sure the ship has been selected. I'm going to zoom in a bit here, and I use the right click menu to bring down the left hand template, and I can quickly see that if I go straight ahead, I'm not going to land on any of my fighters, I hope. And I also have a course directly from the asteroids, but that's a problem for later. So left hand, and I'm going to notch, and you can see the notch was also reported. Maybe I should just keep the chat open so you can see the messages there. And that's a signal that your speed and course has been set. And now hold control down and press 1, 2, 3 if going speed 3. If going speed 2, you press control 1, 2. So here I have control, and I push 1, and I push 2, and I push 3, and I overlapped the activation slider, so that's not a problem. So to get rid of the tool, I hit the remove tool button, and to signal I'm done with activating my ship, I hit report set. Not too difficult. And the escort CV, it now reveals the command. Hit alt. Okay, it's a navigate command token, and it notches, and it moves, and it removes the tool, and it reports set. So as you can see, once you get going here and learn some of the more important hotkeys, you can cycle through your ships pretty fast. I'm just not going to play through the whole game, of course, but I'll just play through a few maneuvers. So on Matma, control R to reveal. She gets a navigate token. She deploys the nav tool. She notches it. She moves 1 and 2 and 3. She removes the tool. She reports set. Okay, Matma has an objective token here. She shouldn't, but you should have a flagship token. There, fixed. Okay, so now the Mati CV reveals a command. It's a navigate, and of course he tokenizes it. He deploys the tool, he notches it, he control 1, moves 1 forward, remove tool, and report set. And next up is the red TRC, that one, reveal command, gain a token, deploy, notch, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's not difficult at all. And report set, always report set. And now we see why Mari is completely out activated, and against a token, and he notches. Some experienced players don't really bother doing the notch thing. They just put it down and then they move, and that's I suppose that's okay. You miss out on that signal thing. I haven't notched, but you can also save on clicking, so I suppose it's okay. And now, of course, the Imperial don't have any more ships, so some players like to sort of double set to indicate that they have. If you're talking over Skype or Discord, none of this will matter much. This is not admonition, yes, and navigate and gain token and deploy and notch and 1, 2, 3 and reveal command, gain token, place tool, notch tool, 1, 2, 3, and the final ship, reveal, and 1, 2, 3, and remove tool and report set. And squadrons, I'm not really going to, well, of course I should show squadron movement. Okay, so bring up shift space or right click to bring up the distance menu, then just pick up the squadron and drop it. Control A to indicate activation, remove the distance band, do the same with the next squadron, shift space, pick it up, drop it down, Control A for activate, and either shift space again or maybe remove tool and report set. And Empire player does the same, activates, and report set, and the rebel scum rushes forward, and now it's set twice. It's out of squadrons, so Empire finds black squadron moves forward, activates, Dengar there, middle there, Reimer there, and I'm just winging it a bit there. Okay, everything has been moved, and as we can see, the Empire player has a command range to some of these bombers. This one is completely out of command range. This one is too, but we have a Lambda here with relay, so it's not all hopeless. Also, rebel squadrons are pretty far away. They could sort of rogue in here, but I don't think that would do much damage. Now the point is that now the turn is over, and then it's the job of the first player, unless you've agreed to something else, to, in the status phase, refresh all defense tokens and upgrades, cycle all command stacks. Just hit this red-green button once, and you can see it reports here. If you had any defense tokens that were spent, they would refresh. You see the initiative token, it flips. If you have exhausted cards like I don't know, targeting scramblers, engine techs, countermeasures, they will refresh. And you can also see the command stacks have been cycled, so the spent dial has been returned to your stack sort of without a command, and you can see that you don't have a command by the red color. So after the first player also increases the round counter, we would pick all three and we would mask them, and we would click somewhere to make sure not every ship is selected, because that could quickly cause problems, because you would set the same command every time you press the command. So we are going to just spam squadron commands, hotkey for 1 and there, and I'm not sure I really need any squadron commands from the Gossanti, but maybe I do. So squadron, and I'm done. So Control M to remask, and I hit set to show that my command dials have been set. And you can see the rebel here has a lot of commands he needs to set, so he marks all, Control M, click somewhere to unselect, then proceeds to, and currently we're not in a fighting war, so every ship gets another navigate for simplicity. Yeah, and select everything and control M, and now the rebel player is done, and of course he's first player, so he gets to go first. Wow, that was really clever. And he picks again the control R to reveal the command. It reports another navigate. He already has a navigate, so he deploys the tool. Control Shift left arrow to bring it to the left, Control Shift right arrow to bring it to the right, and you can see those same commands there. And then he starts wondering, I don't want to land on that rock, so he's gonna go there, and I'm gonna add the click of yaw, or maybe he just wants to escape into the asteroids, but it's a bit uncertain. Will I land on something? So it just shifts the, using the hotkeys, it shifts it over to the other side. Now that's he should be fine there, but then it thinks maybe I want to sort of head down there instead, and here he's afraid he might end up with a shield dial on top of there, and that's definitely not good. So he keeps clicking the segments and going control left right arrow until he's satisfied, and suddenly he realizes this is just not going to work. I need to think, and he hits a straighten tool, and then he starts, why make this so incredibly complex? Why not just go there? That's a legal move. And so he selects the ship, and he does Shift Control Alt left, and then he hits Control 1, Control 2, and Control 3, and he removes the tool, and then he zooms in. Oh man, I did not land on that debris field, but it has landed on the squadron, so the Imperial player has the opportunity to place it. So there's nothing much to be gained here, so the Imperial just drags it to the side there, and he reports set. He might get into trouble next round here though, but we are just learning the game. So now Muddy is really out of range of everything and not doing much, so I'll go with him first, and right click and command token number 2. You already have one in the 1 slot, so don't put the repair token on top of the other one, that will kill the navigate. So there you have a navigate and you have a repair. That's a pretty good setup. So if you want, you can go on to movement there, and you could of course spend that token to speed up to 2, and you could sort of anticipate the rebel movement, their fleet coming in, by already now turning slightly. Then you present more of your front arc to the enemy, and you can see here that I have placed asteroids and debris, so that that one click will let me sort of slide alongside them without landing on them. But if I have to turn even steeper, I can speed up to speed 2 next round and do that 1, 2, 3, and sort of escape on top here, or block Mothma. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll notch the tool and I'll go speed 1 and ta-da. And because I'm a polite guy, I'm gonna hit straighten tool now, make it easier for the other player. I'm gonna remove tool, and I'm gonna report set. Of those, only the report set is actually reported. So not much happening yet. So Mothma reveals the command, she deploys the tool, and she really wants to get around on the flank, so maybe she should sort of buck up and just race forward. That's a bit risky though for the flagship, so she's just gonna go dead ahead. 1, 2, 3, and there you see she landed on the debris, but that doesn't matter since she's got Janus Light and ignores obstacles. So and now we see why the Imperial player is so badly out activated, because the rebel can delay activating all his sort of relevant ships. So reveal command, and there's not much to do really, or should we maybe undo and do the Star Destroyer instead? Yeah. So we could sort of measure a bit here, and with Reimer we could totally sort of jump forward and start some bombing runs. I'm not sure I would actually do that, but since this is a tutorial, I can okay, here's a PM making a tutorial. This is Boba Fett. Yeah, I'm just gonna drag him over there. He's a nice guy. So there, Reimer is in command range. I'm gonna activate Reimer, and you can see that Major Reimer was activated. I'm removing, oops. Now I'm bringing up the distance bands, and Reimer is jumping forward to here, and he's in blue range there. Oh, Broba just wanted to make sure I wasn't sitting there crying. Okay. This is the Mon Mothma fleet, but just let's ignore that for the time being. So I use the Lost Thread to show that I'm shooting at the front of the not Admo. So I'm bringing this up, and I roll one black die, and it's a hit. So just pretend it's not Mon Mothma, or maybe, because if it's Mon Mothma, then striking at medium range is just completely pointless. So let's pretend he's rolling with Rykian instead. Just let's delete Mon Mothma and right click spawn upgrade Rebel Admiral, and it's, I don't know, or maybe Kraken. No, he's rolling Rykian because he's evil. Yeah, he's evil. So then the other guy would inform me I'm spending a evade token and make a reroll, and then I right click the die and I reroll, and it's still a hit. And then this guy has to exhaust an evade token. You see that turn red, and he can take a shield damage, or maybe he wants to also redirect. So he redirects to the left side there. So 1 damage. Nice. My next activation is gonna be this bomber here, and it just jumps forward to there. Okay, it was sort of out of range, but just let's pretend I'm a really good bomber player, so it's just in. I'm activating it and using the line of sight tool again, and I'm bringing up the dice, and I'm just gonna, you can clear it, I can just hit roll, and it's a blank. Oh my, that was not good. And for my third activation, this guy here, and he comes over here, and he is in blue range, so he's tossing a black, and it's a hit. And yeah, this guy is pretty comfortable with that, so I'm just gonna take that on his front shield. He doesn't want to risk a hit crit. And finally, for my fourth squadron, oh yeah, okay, I had an engineering command here, so again, let's cheat. Let's say I had a squadron here, so we can showcase this, and this guy here is in range of the Lambda, so I can relay to him, and I can activate him. And this is Tempest, so it's the escort, so I'm moving him over there. Yeah, that's good, and still blue range, and he's a bomber, so another hit. So, and this guy is control 9 to use his other redirect, and it takes one hit on the right side. So pretty ineffectual, really. Did I just mess this up? Yeah. Okay, because Matti had his repair he moved. I should of course have revealed this command that we were going to cheat into a squadron command. No, I'm just messing around with you guys. This should be a repair. Okay, never do this shit. There, something like that. And the question now is, should it just stay at speed 1 or should it go speed 2? But let's pretend it wants to go to speed 2. Then it can discard a navigate token, spend discard, and increases speed by 1, and he can just stay that way, or he can start turning into the table maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that just because. I don't think I would have done that. And you see there I did a little weird thing with the, but once you slot it goes away, becomes quite okay. So it's good for this round. The puny small ships can't get past, so it's actually a pretty good move. But now the Matti ISD is really slowing down there. And the revealer command there, it's a navigate, and these are ISD2s, so really I don't want to hang out in blue range, but I could sort of hang around here. So I'm just going to do something like that maybe, and just notch, and again 1, 2, and 3. Well, let's undo that. Maybe I want to go there. Yeah, let's pretend I want to go there. Now, the general idea here is for the ISD to sort of run forward and land in my side arc. I should ideally be able to survive this red range shot. I see I made a mistake. No, this is foresight. This is good. Okay, so foresight can cancel 2 dice at long range. But now I overlapped a lot of squadrons, all 4 in fact, so the Imperial player can pretty much place those however he like, and he goes like this. No particular thought behind that really, and he's set. And the escort has 2, and there is relay, and the squadrons do interesting things, and this one moves forward, and all the rebel ships do crazy shit, and then suddenly round 2 is over, and the first player hits the refresh button and upgrades to 3, and you can see defense tokens have refreshed, and the bottom command dials have turned red and has to be set again. I think that pretty much sums up how you actually play this game. We have the damage deck, of course. I can talk about that just a little bit more. You just pull cards over. There's nothing more to it really. And if the first or second or whatever cards is a crit, you can flip it over. And if you repair stuff, you can just right click and send to discard pile, and it reports, and you can increase the hull value of your ship. That's pretty much it. I'm using a text version, by the way, so all the values are shown on the cards and on the ship cards and everything. That's not default. That's because I'm the developer, but I'll teach you a few tricks in a later tutorial. So I guess that's it for now. Goodbye.